Wellington band Good Laika have been around for a few years now, and a couple of years ago they released their debut album Heads I Win, Tails You Lose, which received loads of critical acclaim. But the time's come for them to release their second album, which is called Followed by a Trail of Sparks. And today I'm talking to Ricky and Robin from Good Laika. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now you guys must be a bit excited, second album.
Yeah,
here it
very
is.
excited. This is actually the first copy I've seen of the album.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I don't even have my own copy
Physical
yet.
copy in your hand.
Our keyboard player is the art director of this, and she last minute deadline, so it went straight out to distributors. So we haven't. This is the first copy we've seen.
That's why Ricky's holding it like this.
Yeah, very excited to hold it.
So how long have you actually been working on the material for this? Because I heard that your first album was maybe a bit more of an impromptu affair.
Yeah, it was pretty spontaneous. We were actually, on the first album, we were just going in actually first to record a song for a video, and we ended up thinking very ambitiously that we could record a whole album in a very short space of time, and we did, which is cool. This one here, it was, because we'd gone through that process already, it was based on the same kind of ethic of spending as little time in the studio as possible and playing the songs live in the studio, so having them all prepared before we went in. And just we recorded for about 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, got all the music done, and then the vocals. I think it was another day and a half.
Yeah,
we wanted the music. We didn't want the control to go to an engineer to turn the volume up of this drum and turn the volume up. We wanted our representation of exactly how we felt the songs, and we wanted it to be an exact copy of what you hear. So there was no overdubs of any instruments or anything. We played it all live, and the idea being that it's a true representation of how we played the songs and how we feel the songs.
So a little bit of history about Good Laika, because there'll be some people watching at the moment saying, oh, I've never actually seen this band before, I haven't heard of them, I want to know more about them. Can you tell us when you first got together, maybe a bit of your individual backgrounds? Yeah,
well, it started off as a project for I was in a band that was in a particular way. It was called the Accelerants, and we played very kind of rock and roll stuff. And the songs that I was writing at the time, I was at University of Music School. I was writing with complicated chords and you know, expanded harmonies and things, and no way could we have used it in a rock and roll band. And I enjoyed seeing Robin in a band called Bleak House. I loved his singing, and so we played soccer together, and I just kept on at him for ages. Come sing these songs of mine.
He's really persistent, eh?
Yeah.
This guy.
So eventually I got him to sing some songs, and then Jason Farfoy, he was a friend of ours, he had some songs that he wanted to sing. So we said, well, bring them to us. So we had a core songwriting group of 3 of us, and it took a long time for it to get going because Jason's a busy guy. You had Bleak House was still going, the Accelerants were still going. So although we've been together officially for 7 years, it's only been the last 3 years that's actually been our #1 project.
Now I also read somewhere that some of the material on the album is influenced by a trip to the Wairarapa, which I'm particularly interested in because I'm from there.
Oh, are you?
Can you give me a bit of info on what that was all about?
So we, before our last album, we planned we had a weekend away to get our songs together, and that was beautiful. We were in this batch in Waitarita Beach, right on the sea. Had an awesome record collection, and we had the best weekend ever really, and got heaps of music done. It really consolidated our first album. For the second album, we decided to try the same thing, but to sort of change the location, just to see how it changed the music, to see whether that would seep in somehow. And we decided on this place that I'd already been to because I'm a school teacher. I'd already taken my class there, called Ruakokapatuna. I don't know whether you know.
No, I don't.
Patuna Chasm, that area. Anyway, it's this crazy, spooky wilderness in the forest. There's this old dock ex-hunting lodge that you can hire out. And so we planned this weekend there and had 2 vehicles and packed full of gear, and seriously, there were so many mishaps on that.
It was beyond a joke. If we would have known these things would have happened, we wouldn't have set off.
It was crazy. So Matthew's car blew a head gasket, eh?
Yep, never went again. It got stuck in Ruakokapatuna.
So we loaded all the gear into Nick's car because Matthew's was struggling over the rimatakas, and that made her car so laden that the rear spoiler was scraping along the ground, and sparks were flying up off the back of her car.
Sounds awesome.
Which is why we get the name of the album, Followed by Trail of Sparks.
There we go.
Yeah. You're supposed to pick up the key in Featherston, which is a place that a lot of people don't really want to stop a lot of the time. we had to, but because Matthew's car had been struggling so much, we were too late and the dairy was closed. so we couldn't pick up the key, and so we decided to go to this lodge anyway without a key and see what we could do about that, breaking and entering.
We didn't have the key for the fence, so there was about a 300 metre ride up a dirt track where the car would have got up fine, but we had to carry our gear from the
Including
main road
big heavy roads piano.
over this fence and into the bushes unknown, and Rob was, you know, on the bio. I don't know if it's true, but you could see eyes peering from the sides. We only had light little cell phone lights to guide us up the house. It was seriously bizarre. We forgot to push record play to turn into play.
So this is the last
story.
thing. The whole time we're resisting recording because we want it to be fresh and we want to think about playing rather than what it's going to sound like. And so the very last thing, we're ready to go, everything else is packed up. We played through one last time and, you know, we're supposed to be recording it, and we come to the end of it and see that it's just been playing and not recording the whole time. So we had to leave, we couldn't do it again.
Total comedy of errors.
Yeah. So this picture on the it kind of sums up our trip. It's not the exact road, but it's like you know, sums up the feelings and the emotions. Is the best photo we found.
Now, by the time this interview goes to air, you would have already performed your Auckland show, but we do have a Wellington show coming up on Thursday the 16th.
Yep, right. At San Fran Bathhouse.
Yep, cool.
Yeah, we're looking for our music is a lot of it is quite subtle, and, you know, we're talking about the dynamics and things subtly changing. So we need a listening environment where people can actually get involved in it and you know, use their concentration to listen to the songs. A bit like if you went to a jazz concert and started talking, you wouldn't understand what's happening.
Yeah.
So we've set up the bar with a lot of seats. Well, we've set up with a lot of seats and tables, and you know, we'll try and make the stage basically as warm and inviting as possible, so that you can switch off. I mean, it's at a bar, but you can switch off, grab a bottle of wine, and literally just kind of relax and let the music wash through you. That's the idea of it anyways.
Sounds awesome.
There's a little bit of space for dancing because there are some dancey songs as well.
Well, make sure you check Good Laika playing on the 16th of July in Wellington at the San Francisco Bathhouse, and some more dates coming up in October apparently.
Yeah, full nationwide tour.
And go and buy the album. It's called Followed by a Trail of Sparks, and everything I've heard from it is beautiful. I still have to listen to the whole thing, but I can't wait to once I get home. And I'm going to leave you now with something, first single from the album, All's Well, summer song, Good Laika.